Hello, today I'm going to be trying to image this device using dcfldd. It's an enhanced version of DD, which is a command that we can run in terminal to do forensic imaging. We could use other things such as I have Guymager installed here on Kane by default. I could use Autopsy, I could use FTK Imager, but for our purposes today, I want to image this drive with dcfldd. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to get my virtual machine that I'm running here to recognize this file, or to recognize this drive. So I'm going to try to plug it in and see if it works. Okay, that's what we want to do, and we want to connect this device. It's called Lexar Media Jump Drive. I want to connect it to this virtual machine, so I'll say OK. We can check to see if it's on here. Go to fdisk. So now I am seeing the drive. So I had to plug it into a different port. Something wasn't liking it when I plugged it in. So I can see this thing is named jump drive. I know this is the size, right? So it's a pretty small drive. And so now I can see this is the partition and this is the actual device. Okay, so now let's jump over to take a look, a little bit more information about dcfldd. All right, so we're going to follow this formatting. We're going to run the command as long as we have this application installed on our distro. I'm on Kane, so I do believe it's on there. We'll find out in a moment. Then this IF, we can go down and we can see this is the input file. But it would give me I thought it would give me a better description. All right, so anyways, we're going to say the input file is, and then we need to say what our device is called. So for me, mine was just called SDB. And then we're going to say output, save it as this image. We can give it a file path where we want it to save if we don't want it to save where we're currently at. Then we can tell it, when we say hash equals, this is telling it to run a hash for it, and this is telling us what type of hash we want it to run. So we can have it run multiple different hashes all at one time. And then we can save that file to a log file named whatever we want to call it, .hash, and that's how we can do it. So let's try that real quick. Alright, so I'm going to run this as sudo. I'm going to say dcfldd. My input file is going to be dev SDB. My output file, we'll just say image dot. I'm going to try mine as .dd, and I'll say hash equals SHA-256, and then save that as hashes dot hash. Alright, let's see if that runs. Okay, so it tells me that was successful. So let me see what's available here. And I see my new files called hashes.hash and image.dd. Alright, so if I look, this is the hash that I have. Okay, so I ran sudo tell it to calculate the SHA-256 hash of this device. Took a few moments. It comes out with this number, and I could concatenate this to the other file, or let me just run it in this other terminal here. Alright, let's see. Okay, so I can see the previous hash for my images hash was 5FE03, right? 5FE03, 0D86E, 0D86E. So through this process, we were able to do the imaging through dcfldd, calculate the hash at the same time, save it to a file,